So, are they covering up stolen beehives by saying the bee population is dying? For one example, in Florida, they showed what I now believe was a CGI of a bunch of dead bees due to the spraying of the fake Zika virus. Was that a fake out? Were they lying to us again? Okay, now we know that the chemtrails, the other pollutions and all that could play a huge part in the decline of the bee population. But could that be a hoax? Could that be not true? There's so many other pollinators that haven't vanished. Just the honeybee and the bumblebee. But the unfortunate wasp still thrives, and they got the same kind of wings, but they're still alive. So why did the wasps not die when Florida sprayed the bees for Zika virus? Because the Zika virus is a hoax. Alright? Now they're claiming a complete, total bee die-off to, I don't know, what are they blaming it on? Humans again? You and me? No. This is what I think before I read the article. I think what they're doing is they're telling the public that the bees are dying off. Too bad for us. And what's happening in real life? Our beehives are being stolen and rented out for what I know so far to be the almond crops. Alright, they discovered recently a man in California had 2,500 beehives in his possession. And I did a little research, and there's anywhere between 40,000 to 80,000 bees per hive. Multiply that by 2,500 hives. You're talking now at least 200 million missing bees just in California. So I think we've been hoaxed again. What happened is our pollinators have been stolen and rented out to the almond industry, which brings in billions of dollars. Okay? So they're being abducted and used as slaves. So looks like we need to free our bees from slavery. Sticky fingers, the rise of bee thieves. I'm gonna make this real quick because I'm just gonna. The bees crawled up the thief's arms while he dragged their hive over a patch of grass and through a slit in the wire fence he had clipped minutes earlier. In the pitch dark, his face, which was not covered with a protective veil, hovered inches from the low hum of the 30,000 bees. All right. The thief squatted and heaved a 30-kilogram hive, about the size of a large office printer, on the bed of his white GMC truck. He had been planning his crime for 4 days. I know this kind of sounds like a novel, huh? But it's not. This is not a novel. He knew bees, how to work them, how to move them, and most importantly, how to turn them into cash. There you go. Our bees aren't dying. They only want us to think they're dying. Oh yeah, okay, they're dying because of the chemtrails and all that. But it's not a mass die-off because of that. Not that I believe. Okay, not since I've come across this information. You know, like I said, 2,500 bees were recovered in California from a thief. And the fact that each hive can have anywhere between 30 to 80,000 bees per hive, we're talking about hundreds of millions of bees being stolen from the natural environment and being slaved out to the almond growers. I've always loved almonds. But you know what? I know they're healthy for you. But you know what? I will never put another almond in my mouth. Ever. Sorry. I know they're healthy. And I know they're pollinated by these bees. But not when a bee turns into a slave for money. No. I do not want to support that. So, on with the article. He ducked back through the fence to drag out a second box, Johnson Apiaries, branded over the white paint. Oh, Johnson Apiaries branded over the white paint. And he went back for another and another. Okay. The Diablo Grande foothills edge, the western side of California's vast Central Valley. During the day, you can see rolling pastures and an endless quilt of farmland. Well, once upon a time. But at night, it is so dark that you are lucky to see your hand in front of your face. The thief thought there was almost no chance that a motorist would pass by, let alone one who would notice him. Anyways, I'm not going to proceed with this article. Because it's just talking about one person's, or, a couple of people's experiences. Like suddenly a wall of light hit the thief from behind, he froze. So this is basically an article of what happened to a person. But the fact remains. What is the truth? The truth is, the USA bees are not being totally killed off. They are being stolen and rented. So, yeah, that bothers me. That bothers me big time. To think that our government is that deceptive and that perverted and that disgusting that they would pretend a mass bee die-off and convince you, me, and every other dumbed-down American that they're dying off because this is natural. No. This is just more governmental bullshit. Okay. Yeah. Because, you gotta think like the government. As creepy and as shady as they are, they don't want to kill off their own food, do they? They don't want to pollute their own waters, do they? They don't want to eat GMOs, do they? No. If they do, then they're not human. And they should go back under the rock from which they came. So, yeah, California is on the hot seat for beehives being stolen. But if you think for one bloody second that this is only happening in California, you are wrong. This is national. Our beehives are being stolen, and our bees are being enslaved for the big corporations and the massive amount of money that comes from billions and billions of almonds. Now you know where the majority of bees have gone to. Alright. Anyways. I'm sorry, guys. This just really irritates me. You know? It irritates me. These people want control over everything. And, wow, what better way than... Oh, what better way to control the food than to control the pollinators? Remember that saying. He who controls the food controls the people. He who controls the continents. Anyways, I'll have to find out that quote. Okay, hang on, let me pause and think. Here it is by Mr. Kissinger himself. Who controls the food supply controls the people. Who controls the energy can control whole continents. Who controls money can control the world. New World Order. This guy's a dick. Yeah, you heard me right. Kissinger's a jerk. Another Zionist Jew. Anyway, so these Zionist Jews are taking our bees and making a whole shitload of money by renting them out for the billion-dollar-a-year industry on almonds and then other stuff after the bees are done slaving at the almond trees. Then they're moved on. That's right, they do. They move the bees. Alright, bees for rent. Rent-a-center. Remember that? Rent-a-center. Rent-to-own. So bees are for rent now. You want your crop pollinated? Well, you're going to have to pay a rental fee. Sick, disgusting world we live in. You know, anyways, I'm going to stop here because, yeah, I get overwhelmed by this. You know, lately, like most of you know, I participate in the community gardens up the road, and I used to see, you know, maybe a half a dozen bees. Not much. I don't see one single black bumblebee like I used to, that used to hover over all of our herbs. It was beautiful to see them. Now nothing. We've got no pollinators in our gardens. None. Except maybe a wasp. But do they really pollinate? I don't know. But I think the mass die-off is a scam, a hoax, bullshit, fake news. Okay? Yes, I believe that a good majority of bees have died off due to geoengineering HARP, chemtrail program. But they're not completely gone. They're stolen, they're hidden, and they're ready for you to rent them. So, want to pollinate your gardens? Call up Rent-A-Bee. 1-800-RENT-A-BEE. Thank you.